Hello there guys, what is going on? Welcome to Pure Trading. This is the week number 15. This is going to be a market recap. Look, I had a great week. This week nothing went wrong. The only thing that went wrong here was the Aussie dollar didn't give me a setup, but every other pair here of the majors that I'm trading with the beginner strategy all worked out perfectly. Let me show you. Let me show you here on the euro versus the dollar. This is my daily chart. So if we look at what I'm doing here, I am showing you the Monday candle, because remember we do our market outlooks on this day here. This year is the Friday, yeah. So I'm looking at the market here and then I'm deciding what I'm gonna do, yeah. So in the case of the euro versus the dollar, I am short the euro and long the dollar. So I'm looking to short. So I'm going to ignore everything else here, all these excursion beyond the means here and this point of interest here. I am ignoring that because at this point I am not looking to go long the euro versus dollar. Fundamentally and sentiment wise, I'm looking only to go short. So when do I go short? So I find myself an area of interest, a point of interest. So we can see this is a point of interest, that there is a point of interest, this is point of interest, that is a point of interest. Anything that stands out on the chart, this is a point of interest, yeah? Because the reason prices are coming down and it stops right there, it's an interesting point. The reason prices are going up and it stops right there, it's an interesting point. Probably because of this one here, yeah. So all of these and these ones here are also minor points of interest. You can see prices has gone up, comes back down, and it hits that level and it goes all the way up. So this here is a point of interest. So on your daily, that is number one. You do jack without a point of interest, yeah. Then your next thing that you're looking for is an excursion beyond the mean. And let's see if that happens here. So remember, this is my Monday candle. This is a point of interest. So anything after Monday, this is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So this here is my Thursday candle here, Thursday. And there's a point of interest there. And there's an excursion beyond the mean on the Thursday. So let's see how that one played out for us. Yeah. So we are going to take this line here. We're going to move it onto the Thursday candle. We're going to drop down to the 15 minute because all of our rules and regulations were followed on the daily chart. So this here, we can see there is prices at the level of importance, at your point of interest. And you can see also that prices are making highs here and it's going lower. But the issue is, as prices are making your highs over here in this area here, it really hasn't touched our point of interest yet that we have derived from our daily chart. Yeah, the only time it really happens here is this one here. So this is the high in question here first. So this is a high, comes up, point of interest, and then we are seeing prices are making higher highs here. So there's no divergence here at the moment. Yeah, the only time there is a divergence is this point over here. So there it's going higher and we can see the RSI is making lower lows. It's not very, very clear. It's not standing out to you. So you might want to miss that trade and say, hey, look, I'll wait for the next one. But a lot of us fear of missing out. We go for the trade. Yeah. So no worries here with this one. You would have been okay if you went for that trade. The secret of this also on your 15 minute is, at the time when prices are coming into your point of interest, yeah, and the candles are just small like they are here, nothing going on, everybody's scared, there's no real movement, there's no real decision there yet. We wait for a massive decision like this, that massive candle. It's telling us, hey, look, the buyers or the sellers are coming into the market here strongly. This is a clue for us to get into the trade. So here we are, prices are already at our point of interest. We already had an RSI divergence there, and then we have massive big candles here. Those 4 things on your 15-minute chart, yeah, is very important. If we can just wait for these moments, then we are going to be okay, guys. We're going to be okay. So if we look at what happened here on this one, profit wise, we can see that we made some good profits on this one. Let me just show you on this one. Here's a short position there. We're going to look at this basically here. So we are taking prices all the way down there. So we are making 129 pips there, and we risk 33. So our risk is almost 4 times 1:4 there. So things are going great on this pair. Yeah. Then we have the pound. Let's go over to the pound. The same thing. We do the same thing over and over. We repeat ourselves over and over in good times and in bad times, and we mark it down. We are putting it on an Excel sheet. We are recording the stuff. Yeah, we are recording our results even through the bad patches here. Okay, so again, this is our Monday chart, or our Monday candle here. This here is Monday. Yeah, that's my Monday. So we are going to basically ignore all these candles up until we see prices are coming out into a point of interest here, like it is here. So again, that's a point of interest there. This is a point of interest here. We can see prices going up. That becomes a point of interest now. But when does prices hit that level again? So it hits it over here on Thursday. So we are interested now in looking at our 15-minute chart. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our chart here, our demarcated line here, and we're going to move this line to when prices had an excursion beyond the mean, and that was on Thursday. Yeah, so everything qualifies on our daily chart, and now we can go to our 15-minute trigger chart. And here we can see as prices are coming in, it's creating higher highs and the RSI is pointing downward. So there is your entry. It's as simple as that. We are looking at an entry in and around this area, and notice what happens again here. Again, we see, you know, nothing going on here really. It's very small candles here, nothing going on, and then boom, we have a clue, a massive player coming into the market. And let me just show you this. If we see this is a point of interest and prices are hitting the area and we are playing inside that area all the time and it's low volatility, nothing going on, we are looking for stops to be taken out in this area here by means of a massive candle. So it's inducing people to come into the game here. We are getting buyers coming in, taking out all the stops there, and then we see prices making another strong move down and then breaking this lows here, taking out that stops. And then our entry, which is this coming in here, a retracement. So you're looking for a retracement. I like looking for a 50% at least, and then, you know, and then selling. Yeah, even while prices are going up here, you are selling it as long as your stops are above this area, which it is here. And then that is what we are looking at on for our trades. And if we do this, if we have that finite detail there, if we wait for all 4 of those things to happen on the 15 minutes, then your chances of making money in this game is much better. So let's have a look at what the profit was on this one. Again, we see here prices are, let me just take that off there, move that down. So here we see 34 points there, and for about a 50 odd point profit. So it's again more than you know, it's almost 2 times the risk. It's much better here doing it this way. Yeah, so your entries, you can do also various styles and tricks there, but the basis is, this is just your basis here. You are looking for a trigger. Find yourself a trigger. I like using the RSI. Find yourself a point of interest. I like using the daily chart. Yeah, then we are looking at the yen. Now the yen, guys, it's trending. We can't be using the excursion beyond the mean here. We can't be using that because that is not the way we trade the beginner strategy. Not at all. We are trending alongside this area. So how do we do this? When it's trending, we are looking at our the Heikinashi, we are dropping down to our 4-hourly candle, we are drawing trend lines, and then that is the way we are finding our points of interest here, because we are interested in a trend. We are not interested in an excursion, not when the prices are trending. So prices comes down onto the trend line and then down to the 15-minute. Look at that perfection there. RSI divergence, makes lower lows, everything is perfect. And then again, what we see is just 121 points profit there, and we are risking about 50 odd points there. Always make sure that your stops are below the lowest lows here. That is another secret. Now, the thing is with Heikinashi, you know, we are hiding away all the detail, and we like to see detail. So on your 15-minute, I like to use proper detail here and see. So we have small candles, and then we have, as soon as we see us bigger candles, and that is when we want to get in. But as we can see here with this one, we don't get that big candle, so we are a little bit hesitant to take the trade. However, we can see the divergence here is just as clear as daylight, so pull the trigger on that one. Then we have our CAD. The CAD on our daily chart here, that's our point of interest. Again, I'm going to show you the point of interest here. Now, we can clearly see these are points of interest. Comes down, that's a point of interest. There we are. People call this demand and supply. It doesn't matter, man. The thing is, there were buyers here in this area here. Yeah, and then we are waiting for buyers again somewhere there. Yeah, so what we have, prices comes all the way down and it pushes up. Where does it end? Yeah, so that's your point of interest. Now, our bias on this one is to buy the dollar versus the CAD. So look at this. This here is Monday. Yeah, is prices near our point of interest? No. Do we have an excursion on Monday to go long? No. Tuesday? No, that doesn't happen either. Wednesday? It doesn't happen either. But does it happen on Thursday? Yes, you can see it happening on Thursday. That's your point of interest. And there's an excursion that happened on Thursday. So for that reason, we are looking now to drop down to our 15-minute chart. We are dropping down to our 15-minute chart, and we are looking at the lows here. I don't like it when the lows comes in and then makes lower lows the next day, which means the RSI is spanning a whole day. Don't really like it, but look at the angle of this divergence. The angle of the divergence is as clear as daylight. Look at the candles that we have in this area here. It's massive. They are massive candles. So another clue that there are a lot of players coming in there, a lot of volume coming in at that point. And you can see the divergence. So with this one, we can see that we have a very good risk to reward here. There we see about 90 odd points was made for about 30 points of risk. So that in itself is almost 3 times the risk there. So another good trade. And here is our Aussie. This is the one where there was no trade. Look, I'm going to ask you to comment below why there was no trade on the Aussie dollar. Let's see if there's anybody that's paying attention to this. It's very important to know why there was no trade on the beginner strategy on the Aussie versus dollar. Now here, the only tip I'm going to give you is that I am bearish on the Australian dollar. This is my Monday candle. So why didn't I not get a shorting opportunity? Why did I not even look at the 15-minute chart here? Comments down below, guys. And then on our New Zealand dollar, this is the last pair. I gave it away there, showed you the trade already. So this is my New Zealand dollar. Let's go over this one nice and slowly here. So this is my Monday candle over here. So I am looking at shorting the New Zealand dollar. So, but when do I short? Yeah, when? It's when there's an excursion beyond the mean. It's also when we see a point of interest. So that's a point of interest there. This is a point of interest there. Yeah, these are all points of interest, but we are interested in this particular one over there. Let me draw that one for you. So we have prices coming into this point of interest there. So watch this very, very clearly. That's Monday now. Yeah, this is Monday. This year is my Monday candle. Tuesday, we see on Tuesday prices coming into the point of interest, but no excursion beyond the mean. The excursion beyond the mean happens there on the Wednesday. Yeah, so there's a divergence between Tuesday and the Wednesday. So let's go closely here on this one now. There we can see it. Perfect. We have your big candles. You have your RSI divergence clearly. A beautiful angle. You have prices coming into your point of interest. And then this was the best trade of the week here. We can see this shorting opportunity. Even if we only got in there with a stop above there, even if that was the case, we would still have made about 83 odd points for risking. Let's take that off there, for risking about 60 odd points. So I got in a bit better here because of experience of trading the strategy. But even if you traded it the most conservative way, it was a profitable trade. Guys, it's as easy as that with the beginner strategy. Let me just show you another trick here before I go. Let's look at this here as a point of interest. Prices are coming in on low volume, messing around at the point of interest there. So what do we have on top here? We have stops on the top here, guaranteed stops. Why? Is because we have this massive dealing range here. We have this as another area where we would like to see prices get to. Yeah, so all these sellers up here would like to have got all the way down here. Let's call that 100 points. So they are guaranteed stops up here because their target has not been met. They are selling, but they are only getting a few pips here. So they are keeping their trades in. Their stops are still there. So what we are looking for is a massive player taking out that stops. And while taking out that stops, they are inducing buyers into the market there. So there are more and more buyers there. So what we are looking for is a strong sell. This is the big candles I'm talking about. Yeah, so what we're looking for is low volatility, massive volatility, taking out stops, then massive volatility coming down towards our area, and then our way to get in, or my way to get in, is to wait for a retracement up there, and then to sell it at any point, trying to get down here. Yeah, selling. Everything has been taking into consideration there. So if we can stick to something like this, if we can have a finite or a definition of our perfect entry, and we can stick to that and measure how many times that actual entry works, then how many and compare it to how many times it doesn't work, that's the only way you're going to move forward here. But if we keep on moving and keep on changing our entry method, and we keep on changing the way we look at this market, then you are not going to be able to measure any sort of performance, and then nothing is going to work. Yeah. So this is very important, but the most important thing, people, is to trade safely and prosper.